Well, good evening. It's just past 6 o'clock on Saturday, the 14th of May, and what a nice day and afternoon it's been. The sun is still out. I'm sat here in the studio with the window open, so hoping that we won't get too much noise from outside. So if I dart off to the left-hand side and shut the window, you know it's because the noise is picked up. Well, thank you for joining me this week. And in the news this week, Weymouth has a new mayor and a new deputy mayor. A new mayor and deputy mayor have been elected as Weymouth Town Council. Councillor Anne Weaving has been elected as the new mayor of Weymouth Town, and Councillor Tia Roos appointed as a deputy mayor. And that's Councillor Weaving on the screen. New Mayor Anne, who lives in Littlemore, moved to the area from Woolwich 27 years ago after falling in love with Weymouth. She said, "I'm delighted to be welcomed as the new Mayor of Weymouth, having served as Deputy over the previous year. It's going to be a busy time and I'm really looking forward to meeting lots more people who live, work and visit Weymouth, as well as attending a diverse range of community and civic events." Outgoing Mayor is Colin Huckle, and he and Anne will both be at the Mayor's Community Picnic tomorrow at Lodmore Country Park if you want to go along and see them. Now, staying with Weymouth Town Council, and now more locally with Wyke Regis, a vacancy for a town councillor has arisen in the Wyke Regis ward, with a by-election expected to take place in August. The vacancy follows an announcement by Becky Blake that she is standing down from the role for health reasons. Colin Huckle, Mayor of Weymouth, said, "My thanks go to Becky for the work she has done in representing the people of Wyke Regis. Now we need to find a new councillor to help make a difference and become a member of Weymouth Town Council." Now, if you're passionate about representing your community, then why not consider standing? It can be a very rewarding role, says Colin. So what happens next? Well, 10 people who are registered in the ward where the vacancy has arisen, so in Wyke Regis ward, need to request an election for an election to take place, and that request needs to be submitted by the 30th of May. So if you'd like to help with the process, you just need to send an email or a letter to the returning officer at Dorset Council, and I'll give you the details in a minute. And if 10 people do that by the 30th of May, then there will be an election. If not, I guess the post just stays vacant. The request needs to be made to the returning officer. You can do it by email, by emailing to elections@dorsetcouncil.gov.uk. So that's elections@dorsetcouncil.gov.uk, or you can write to Returning Officer, Electoral Services, Dorset Council, County Hall, Dorchester, Dorset, DT1 1XJ. And you have to live within the ward and be a voter to request that an election happens. So there we go, a new councillor for Wyke Regis. Maybe that's something you would consider doing and representing other people in Wyke Regis. Now, foster carers from around Dorset have been recognised at an awards ceremony in Weymouth. The glittering ceremony was organised by Dorset Council to recognise the hard work and dedication of foster carers in the county. Awards were given out to those who had been foster carers for a significant length of time, including one for someone who had been a foster carer for 49 years. Yvette Stanley, who's the Ofsted National Director for Social Care, was the keynote speaker at the event. And at the event, she said, "It's a pleasure to be somewhere that shows rightful appreciation to people who are so dedicated to looking after children in our care. Fostering is such a crucial role, and so this is a night about celebrating and looking forward." Now, during the evening, guests heard some of the things that children have said that made their foster carers amazing. And here are some of the quotes. "They're always there when I need them and they make me feel like I'm part of the family. They show me new experiences and support me when I try new things." Another one, "They paint with me and take me to the park. They help me do the activities I want to do. They're trustworthy. If I'm worried about something, they make me feel better." That's just some comments from some of the youngsters in foster care. Now, Dorset Council currently has almost 200 fostering families who provide a stable home for young people and give them a chance to lead a safe and fulfilled life. Sadly, every 20 minutes, a child comes into care and in need of a foster family somewhere in the UK. And there are still not enough families in Dorset for the county's children. So, if you might be interested in fostering, Dorset Council wants to hear from you. And they want to hear from people from all walks of life who are interested in fostering. You just need to be over 21 years of age and have a spare bedroom. There's no upper age limits to fostering, and plenty of Dorset's foster carers live in rented homes, so you don't even need to own your own home. Some of the carers have their own children as well, and some have never had children, but Dorset Council will provide all newly approved carers with a training and support package to equip them with all the skills and knowledge they need to become great foster carers. Now, if this is something that you might be interested in, you can find out more by calling 01305 225568. That's 01305 225568. Or you can pop along to a special website that Dorset Council have for fostering, and the web address is www.fosterwithdorsetcouncil.com. That's www.fosterwithdorsetcouncil.com. Now, residents of Littlemore have gathered on Saturday to show their support for keeping their local play park. Mums, dads and children express their opposition to the removal of the Astor Play Park on Clayton Close after the Housing Association have mooted the possibility of removing it due to complaints of antisocial behaviour. Dorset Councillor for Littlemore and Preston, Louis O'Leary, organised a gathering following a leaflet drop in the area in response to the rumours. He said, "Parks are vital for young people to enjoy the outdoors and socialise. I used this park when I was growing up, and as a child growing up in Littlemore, I know the value these facilities have. I have had no complaints of antisocial behaviour from the park and know it is well used and really urge Astor to keep it and invest in it." Residents fear that the park is being closed for housing to be put on, and will also mean that young people will have to walk up to the top park or elsewhere to access play equipment in the area. West Dorset MP Chris Loader has urged Housing Secretary Michael Gove to instigate an urgent review of the Dorset local plan in order to discontinue the proposed 4,000 home north of Dorchester development proposal at a meeting in Dorchester on Friday afternoon. Having invited the Housing Secretary to Dorchester earlier this year, the MP met with the Housing Secretary on Friday. It was actually Friday the week before last, on the 6th of May, where Mr Loader expressed the concerns of Dorchester residents over the proposals for Persimmons Homes to be building thousands of houses on the outskirts of the town. Mr Loader also spoke of the need to ensure the local plan focuses more on delivering for the needs of West Dorset communities rather than just a few enormous developments and the effect that they have by hoovering up economic life outside of small villages. Mr Loader also took the opportunity to press the need for more community housing and community land trust initiatives to ensure local housing for local people. Now, we all know that Dorchester's had massive developments and is now much bigger than it was 10 or 20 years ago. And to hear that another 4,000 homes are to be built is obviously a concern. Now, Dorset police are appealing for witnesses or anyone with dash cam footage to come forward following a serious injury road traffic collision in West Dorset. Dorset police received a report at 2:22 last Saturday, the 7th of May, relating to a single vehicle collision involving a green Kawasaki ZX motorcycle on the B3157 Coast Road at Swire near Bridport. That's the road that runs from Weymouth across to Bridport, the Coast Road. Emergency services attended, and the motorcyclist, a local man aged in his 30s, was taken by air ambulance to Southampton General Hospital with serious injuries. Following an update later on, the man's injuries are now believed to be life-threatening. Police Constable Craig Jeffrey of the traffic unit said, "We are carrying out a full investigation into the circumstances of this collision, and I would urge any witness who have not already spoken to the police to please get in touch. I would also ask that anyone who was travelling along the Coast Road around the time of the collision to please check for any dash cam footage for anything that might assist inquiries." So that was Saturday the 7th of May, that's last Saturday, 2:22 on the coast road. So if you were travelling any time, sort of half an hour either side of that, and you've got dash cam footage, it might be worth having a look to see if you can see a Kawasaki ZX motorcycle, a green one, travelling along the coast road. Now, staying with Dorset Police, officers investigating an assault in Weymouth are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. At around 9:15 p.m. on Wednesday the 11th of May, that's this Wednesday just gone, a man aged in his 50s was walking in Bayard Road when he saw a group of teenagers kicking a fence and went to challenge them. The man, the man was subsequently assaulted by the group. He was punched several times to the head and struck with a piece of wood in the face. The victim sustained injuries to his face, head and neck, as well as an injury to his arm. Police Constable Connor Lombardo of Weymouth Police said, "This was a nasty assault and we are carrying out a detailed investigation to identify those responsible. I would urge anyone who witnessed the incident or who has any information that might assist our inquiries to please get in touch. And I'd also like to hear from residents or motorists who may have captured anything relevant on home CCTV systems or again dash cam footage." Now, Chief Inspector Andy Edwards of the Dorset County Neighbourhood Policing Command Area reassured people locally to say, "We are aware of ongoing concerns relating to antisocial behaviour in the Littlemore area and we continue to carry out enhanced patrols on a regular basis. Where appropriate, we'll seek to use enforcement powers and partnership resources to address the behaviour of those causing issues to the local community." Now, finally, with Dorset Police still, officers are appealing for witnesses to come forward for criminal damage to farmland near Dorset. Now, this one's a little bit different. The damage is believed to have been caused by so-called night hawkers. Night hawkers. Now, night hawking is the theft of archaeological artefacts from land under the cover of darkness. Metal detectors are commonly used by trespassers to undertake this activity. Over the weekend of Saturday the 7th of May and Sunday the 8th of May, that's last weekend, 2 maize fields in the West Knighton area were damaged when a trespasser or trespassers dug up holes damaging crops. Police Constable Paul Miners of Dorset Police Rural Crime Team has said, "We are carrying out inquiries into this incident and I would like to hear from anyone who has noticed suspicious activity with metal detectors in the area." Now, if you know anything about any of those, that violent assault, the motorcycle accident or the night hawking, the metal detecting at night and pinching artefacts, do get in touch with Dorset Police either by calling 101, the normal number, or if you have information would rather give it anonymously, and it is truly anonymously, then you can do it via Crime Stoppers, an independent charity, by calling 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111. Now, Dorset Council has noticed an increase in damage being caused to its trees by some residents across the county, including in Weymouth, Corfmullen, Alderholt and Sturminster Marshall. On each occasion, the culprit appears to be trying to poison and kill the trees so that they will have to be removed. But apart from it being illegal, there is a wider safety issue of the trees becoming unstable and either it or its branches falling and damaging property or causing injury or even possibly death. Now, in the Weymouth area, trees have been poisoned in Binkley's Road, Gypsy Lane and on South Hill Estate. And if you look at the picture, you can see in the picture a little red circle. What they seem to do is drill holes in the base of the tree and then inject it with something to try and kill it off. Now, Dorset Police have been informed of all the locations where such vandalism has been found, and they and the council are monitoring these sites for further activity. If you have any information which would assist with the inquiries, then please contact Dorset Council Arboricultural, I can't say that word, arboricultural, the people that deal with trees department, and they will make that will help them with their inquiries, but they will keep your details confidential. And they do say anybody caught deliberately damaging council trees will be taken to court, where they are likely to receive large fines and could be subject to a criminal record. Now, Weymouth is once again flying a blue flag and a seaside award with pride this summer. The awards recognise and celebrate Weymouth as one of the country's best beaches as International Blue Flag celebrates its 35th anniversary. Environmental charity Keep Britain Tidy announced on Friday Weymouth as one of the winners of the prestigious Blue Flag and Seaside Awards for 2022. Weymouth Beach is among 128 in England granted Seaside Awards, and 81 beaches awarded the Blue Flag after it met the high standards required to attain these accolades. New Mayor of Weymouth, Anne Weaving, said, "I'm delighted that our beautiful beach has once again received the Blue Flag and Seaside Awards, showing that Weymouth Beach is among the best in the country. It's testament to the hard work of our Weymouth Town Council and our partners that we continue to receive these awards year after year." Now, Keep Britain Tidy's Chief Executive, Alison Ogden-Newton, said the success of Weymouth Beach in reaching the high standards demanded is testament to all those who have worked so hard to protect and improve our blue spaces, from beach managers and volunteers to local residents and businesses. The huge commitment needed to maintain marvellous beaches worthy of these awards cannot be underestimated. People who visit a beach flying a Blue Flag or Seaside Award can be assured the beach will be clean, safe and meet the highest environmental standards, as well as international bathing water quality standards as well. Now, Blue Flag is an international award managed by Keep Britain Tidy on behalf of the Foundation for Environmental Education. It is only presented to well-managed beaches with excellent water quality and environmental education programmes, while Seaside Awards are presented to the best beaches in England and celebrate the quality and diversity of our coastline. Now, Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue have said that 2022 sees the return of the Operation Heathland campaign run by Urban Heaths Partnership, and it's a drive to ask all visitors to Dorset Heath and Forest to help protect them. The public are being encouraged to create and share their own photos and video clips across social media to say why they're supporting Operation Heathland, and they're going to be using or asking everyone to use the hashtag Operation Heathland. These precious places are used by many people and for different reasons, and the pressure on them is ever increasing. At present, there's also a heightened threat from wildfire and the extended period of dry weather, and we're very familiar to wildfire on our heathlands in Dorset, obviously. With this campaign, the partnership is calling on everyone to help protect these fragile habitats. They are asking those who regularly visit these sites to learn a little more about them and everything that lives and grows there, and to share this knowledge with as many people as possible by using the hashtags and sharing them on social media. Hopefully, this wide sharing of knowledge and information will encourage all visitors to heathlands and forests to understand them more and to respect, protect and enjoy them. And this obviously will encourage everyone to understand how valuable they are to the areas that they are situated in. A partnership approach is nothing new. The police Operation Heathland order has been running through the summer months for over 20 years, and this year they are taking Operation Heathland to the public, asking for the messages to be shared far and wide. Now, when you go out and about in the forest and heathlands, remember some key points to help enjoy your visit. 1. Keep yourself and dogs to tracks, footpaths and bridleways. This will reduce the risk to you and your dog from ticks and snake bites and will keep plants and wildlife safe from disturbance. During the bird nesting season, you'll also be requested to keep your dogs on a lead. Put a bin or take home your dog mess and litter. It's detrimental to the heathland and health risks to wildlife and other users. Never have a fire or barbecue on heathland. It's illegal to do it. If you need to take food, a picnic is a much better option. And of course, if you see a fire in the countryside, get to a safe place and call 999 as quickly as possible and provide as many details as possible about the location of where the fire is. Keeping sort of on the countryside theme, take a walk on the wild side in Dorset with 30 Days Wild, the UK's biggest nature challenge, as it's back this year. Dorset Wildlife Trust is inviting everyone to take part in the UK's biggest nature challenge, which kicks off on the 1st of June with the Big Wild Breakfast, the first of the random acts of wildness designed to bring people across Dorset closer to nature every day in June. Across Dorset, there are so many opportunities to connect with nature, from the beautiful Jurassic Coast to chalk streams, forests, heaths and meadows. To mark the 30 Days Wild Weekend on Saturday the 18th of June, there will be a series of events at Dorset Wildlife Trust visitor centres, including the opportunity to explore moss at the Kincoln Visitor Centre or take part in the Brownsea Island Early Bird Walk and breakfast. Now, to find out more of any of these events happening over those 30 days, pop along to the Dorset Wildlife Trust website. That's www.dorsetwildlifetrust.org.uk and click on their events tab on the website. Now, last year, a record 760,000 people took part in 30 Days Wild, which is for people of all ages and from all backgrounds. From mums, dads and kids to schools and care homes, participants come from all walks of life. Last year, supporters across the UK completed over 16 million acts of wildness. The most popular activities were wildlife watching, eating outdoors, planting wildflower seeds and listening to bird songs. So we'll be passing on more information about that 30 Days Wild as we get toward the 1st of June. Now, also sticking with Dorset Wildlife Trust, they are hosting art exhibitions at the Wild Chesil Centre and the Wild Sea Centre at Kimmeridge Bay, which are showcasing the incredible wildlife and beautiful nature landscapes in Dorset. The exhibitions at the Fine Foundation Wild Chesil Centre are for Dorset's Art Week 2022, which has just started, and will feature work by Terry P, Linda Courtney, Debbie Veach, Blueberry Glass, Sally Pinhay and Stephen Robinson in a variety of media, from fused glass and needle felting to botanical and wildlife illustrations. The exhibition runs from today through to the 29th of May and is open daily from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and entry is free. All the artwork will be available to view and buy, with profits going towards Dorset Wildlife Trust's vital conservation work, as well as supporting local artists. The Wild Chesil Centre is one of 9 venues also on the Portland Art Trail, which features 17 artists and makers across Portland, many of whom will also be available to chat about their work. Art lovers who visit at least 6 of the venues on the Portland Trail can be entered into a prize draw for a chance to win a £90 voucher to spend on art from any of the participating Portland Trail venues or artists. And finally, Weymouth Town Council have announced there will be a free firework display organised by the Town Council to mark the Queen's Platinum Jubilee on Thursday the 2nd of June. The spectacular display will take place on Weymouth Seafront at 10 p.m. after a beacon lighting ceremony at the Knowth Fort. You can read about that and all the latest events on the Weymouth Town Council website. Just pop along to Google and put in Weymouth Town Council. Now, that's the end of our headlines tonight. Now, this week in our first article, Janet Hall has been off with some of the people from White Regis to Salisbury Cathedral, where they have been having a festival of flowers. Now, I have to say, having obviously seen Janet's report, it's absolutely amazing some of the art and flower displays that are coming up in this report from Salisbury Cathedral. So we're very grateful to Janet for taking her camera along and sharing this with us now.
This week, some of us went to Salisbury Cathedral to see the Festival of Flowers. This year, it had a specially royal theme, as it is the year of the Platinum Jubilee. The first display showed the royal nursery and the birth of Princess Elizabeth. The trimmings were all in yellow, as they had been in her nursery. As we entered the nave, we saw a series of imposing broken arches, full of beautiful pastel-coloured flowers and lush green foliage. It reminded us of the strength in marriage. When we looked up to the ceiling, we saw a display of beautifully crafted hearts. The education department had been working to prepare 400 hearts as part of a community project for the Flower Festival. At the spire crossing, flowers, hearts and doves represented the power of hope as they cascaded from the inner bell tower and opened into a bowl, creating a stunning spire crossing centrepiece. In the choir and the sanctuary, they really celebrated heritage, duty, and the coronation with this wonderful display. The arch to the north choir used rainbow colours, celebrating the LGBTQ+ community. There were all kinds of displays, depicting all aspects of the cathedral's life and British culture. And not forgetting mothers and meadows and martyrs. And everything was done in a truly environmentally friendly way. There was plenty to see outside as well. The best part for us, though, was when we reached the West Cloister and looked at the liturgical year displays. And here we came to Trinity, which was the whole purpose of our visit, really, because it was produced by All Saints Church, Wyke Regis, Diane Pilliot, Rosemary Abrams, Claire Dilliston, and Carol Griffin. It was a wonderful display, but by this time we were totally exhausted and needed lunch. Now we're all looking forward to next year. You might join us. Bye for now.
There we go, some great floral displays there at the Festival of Flowers at at Salisbury Cathedral, which some people from Wyke attended this week. Well done to those displays done from these flower arrangers from All Saints Church. Our second thing that we're going to focus on tonight is that this week it has been International Nurses Day. That was actually on the 12th of May. Now this is organised annually by the International Council of Nurses. And International Nurses Day celebrates the contribution that nurses make to societies around the world. The date 12th of May has a very strong significance, being the birthday of perhaps the world's most famous nurse, Florence Nightingale. Nightingale is attributed with being the founder of modern nursing, and was one of our greatest Victorians and a female icon in her own lifetime. She's still an inspiration to nurses around the globe today. So there's, believe it or not, approaching 500,000 nurses in the UK, both in the NHS and in the private sector in social care as well. Let's see some of them now in a short video produced by Dorset Healthcare Foundation Trust.
Amazing.
Inspiring.
Affectionate.
Reassuring.
Selfless.
Passionate.
Calming.
Thoughtful.
Caring.
Kind.
Compassionate.
Magnificent.
There we go, just a short video celebrating International Nurses Day, which was on the 12th of May this week, and saying thank you to all our nurses in the UK and worldwide. For our third piece this week, we return back to Janet again, and as part of our Jubilee Memories series this week, she's been speaking to Judy Walbron.
Right, in the mid-80s, I became farmer's wife, right, which is where the old farm in White came in.
The one by the church?
No. Oh. That was my friend Sheila. Everybody knew, All Saints knew Sheila Wellspring, who had been Sheila Stark. And that, of course, was a very historical farm because it was a manor farm.
Yeah.
And everybody remembers her as the lady with the cows in the road because she was always herding them down the hill, the Lane House Hill in the morning and back up and down Camp Road in the afternoon, holding up all the traffic. Well, in later years when I moved to the farm, she became a very, very close friend, very dear friend. But the farm I was at was further round down Camp Road called Little Bridge Farm, right, between the army camp and what was Norman's and Cashman's at the time, which has now been built on. Yeah. And then I became a cow midwife and looker after her and looked after all the stock. And I was in my element because I've always loved animals.
Yeah.
Cheeseman had the farm at the end of South Road on the corner called Martleaves, and that was Cheeseman's farm.
Sheila used to come round with the milk, didn't she?
She used to come round with milk.
Yeah.
I know that my mother-in-law, my late mother-in-law, had delivered milk to Lovell's Dairy in Weymouth. I've been told that. And then before that, my husband's grandfather, farmed at Bowhays, which is now just built on.
Yeah.
In White, off White High Street. Yeah. And other places before that. So they always rented somewhere where they could milk a few cows. Mm. And that's what they did at Little Bridge, and then eventually built it up. Yeah. And then
I asked Judy if she ever used White Square for her shopping.
Yes, I used to go shopping at the old post office. I knew it before they built whatever they built up. Before they modernised the square, yes, I knew it then.
Do you remember the butchers?
Oh, yes, Eric Russell. Yeah. Yes, he used to, we used to buy our turkeys from him, well, all our meat from him. Yeah. And he was such a jolly chap. Yeah. He was really nice. And his sidekick, John. Oh, John. He lived in Bryant's Lane, John did. Like my husband, he'd been born with a club foot. Yeah. And because he was born just a short while before my husband, he missed out on an operation, a pioneering operation, which my husband had as a child. He was in hospital a long time in plaster and such like. But John didn't have the advantage of that. And he was such a lovely chap.
He was lovely. Yes, he was.
And then there was a florist and vegetable shop opposite, like it sort of went down into it somehow. And I think there was a cobbler's shop that was shut for a long time before I got there. Yeah. I do remember the train going up and down the harbour, and I think it's such a shame the tram lines have gone, and I strongly believe they should have covered them up and not dug them up, and I'm sure everybody's in agreement. Yes, I remember Abbotsbury Road, the railway crossing. There was a cottage there, wasn't there? Rodwell Trail was still pretty rough, although I used to cycle along it. But the library used to be there on that corner, and the health centre opposite. So that was all raised, the cottage. I also remember when the bypass went through. Weymouth to Chickwell bypass. And then, of course, the Granby estate, the industrial estate, it's grown. I heard, were there aeroplanes there and such like? I've heard an airfield and some sort of isolation hospital, I believe, but I don't know. It's only what I've heard. I only know that it was just the Granby industrial estate, and it's grown bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's spread right out to Chickwell Road now, basically.
Don't forget to tell us your memories of Weymouth over the last 70 years.
There we go. That's some memories from Judy Walbron with Janet Hall there. And I have to say, I remember the Butchers and Eric Russell and John Bennett in the square as well. And of course, Sheila Wellspring and her cows up at Manor Farm, and Cheeseman's around at Martleaves as well. Does it take me back a bit to when I was a youngster in White Creeges. Well, it's a time in the programme where we're going to see what the national weather forecast is for the rest of the weekend. I think this week we're joined by Aidan McGibbon.
Hello and welcome to the latest from the Met Office. A sunny Saturday is expected countrywide, with temperatures reaching 24 Celsius in London. But as those temperatures rise, the first signs of trouble down towards the far southwest. Showers starting to develop, and then late afternoon into early evening, those showers begin to spread in from the southwest. High pressure to the east, and this general warm southerly airflow for Sunday, but the influence of low pressure towards the west sending some instability our way, and that engaging with the warm plume could lead to some dramatic weather in one or two spots. But initially, on Saturday evening, it's showers or longer spells of rain pushing into the southwest, South Wales. And then you can see the brighter colours there around central southern England, the English Channel coast. Potential for some very heavy rain, some thunderstorms. Much of the thundery activity may well remain offshore, but there is that threat, particularly around Dorset, Hampshire, Isle of Wight especially. Showers are sent northwards through the night on Saturday night, avoiding Scotland and Northern Ireland with clear skies here and light winds. Temperatures again dipping down to perhaps 4 Celsius in some sheltered spots, but a milder night to come further south with the cloud and those outbreaks of rain or showers. Showers then moving north into northern England, parts of Northern Ireland, perhaps southern Scotland seeing a few of those showers later in the morning and early afternoon. But it tends to dry up a little by the afternoon across a large part of England and Wales. Sunshine returning, and as that sunshine returns, although always a threat of some showers towards the southeast, there is the potential again for some warmth. We're looking at high teens, low 20s, given enough sunshine, 24 Celsius possible in the southeast. With the cloudier zone in the middle though, and with those outbreaks of rain or showers, perhaps some thunderstorms as well, northern England, southern Scotland, North Wales, it's going to be feeling cooler, and a bit of an easterly there for the North Sea coast, so cooler here. But 20 Celsius possible for parts of west and northwest Scotland with that wind direction, and staying largely sunny in the north of Scotland. So sunshine in the far north and far south, but a general trend for more showery weather Monday, Tuesday, but also it will continue to be warm in places.
Brilliant, thank you Aidan there for the national weather forecast, and it looks like our lovely day that we've had on Saturday will be changing around about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, and it looks like we're in for some rain and possibly some very heavy rain. But the good news is it looks like it's going to clear by first thing in the morning. What is the local weather got in store for us the coming week? Well, here we go. It's going to be fairly mild. Those showers possibly continuing into Monday and Tuesday, but lots of sun this week. So good growing weather. We do need a bit of that rain. Ideal if it's at night when we're in bed, but nice if we get some of those sunny spells during the week, but quite mild still as we approach the summer months. Now, looking on to our traffic and travel this week, roadworks continuing on Portland Road by Ferry Bridge. Also, Cromwell Road is shut and diversions in place until the 20th of May. Surface dressing is underway in some in the Chickerell area until the 1st of October, and possibly some roads closed and disruption there. Also works on Wide Street on Portland with traffic controls in place, and Western Road with diversions in place as well. Other roadworks that are not thought to be causing too much of a problem will be underway in Camp Road, Bellevue Road, Southdown Road, Sharcroft Road, Bowman Avenue and Nottington Lane. Now, turning to the trains, both train companies, SWR, South Western Railways and GWR, are changing their timetables either this weekend or in the week ahead. So do refer to those timetables. I think we mentioned last week that the good news for South Western Railways is that we're going back to a half-an-hour service to London from Weymouth, and it will be changing the way that it stops, which will mean the speed of the journey to London will be speeded up and it will be more regular. There is a bus replacement service this weekend between Southampton Airport Parkway and Bournemouth on the train, so just watch out for that. Now, we've also seen notification this week that the 206 bus service to White Regis, the Saturday service, is stopping on the 28th of May. Well, it says it's being postponed on the 28th of May. Now, we're not quite sure what that means, whether it's being cancelled permanently or whether it's a temporary stop. The notice says it's being postponed, so if anybody knows any information on what that actually means, maybe they could email in to us at the studio at news@whiteregis.tv, and we can make sure that people know exactly what a postponement of the service from the 28th of May on Saturdays actually means, because most people don't actually know what it means at the moment. Now, turning to the what's on. Weymouth Pavilion, 15th of May, Carpenter's Gold. 18th of May, One Night of Elvis. 21st of May, Soul Sisters the Musical. 22nd of May, the Simon and Garfunkel Story. That sounds interesting. 27th of May, Robert Lamberti with the music of George Michael. 29th of May, the sounds of Springsteen. And from the 1st of June to the 4th of June was local Weymouth Operatic Society, a night at the musicals. That will be good, I'm absolutely sure. And then on the 15th of June, the 5th of June, Henning Wen, that's the German comedian that's often seen on Have I Got News For You, is in Weymouth. Now, to see if there's tickets available and to see what other shows are on, pop along to the Weymouth Pavilion website, weymouthpavilion.com, or to book tickets, book them online or by the box office on 01305 783 225. Now, the Knowth Fort is right in now to Dorset Arts Week, or it will be this week, on to Dorset Art Weeks, and they are very much getting involved in that. I've seen there's pictures of the marquees and things going up to give them some extra space, and it says the artists will be showing a cornucopia. That's a nice word, isn't it? Cornucopia of fabulous art representing painting, photography, printmaking, ceramics and textiles. There'll be something for everyone. You'll find us in a safe outdoor marquee right in the centre of the fort on the parade ground. Admission to the fort includes free admission to the exhibition. Now, Platinum Jubilee celebrations on 2nd to the 5th of June. Things are coming in. Obviously, they are at the Knowth Fort, but there will be other people doing stuff for the Platinum Jubilee. And in White Regis at All Saints Church on the 2nd of June, which is the first day of the extended bank holiday weekend, there'll be a Teddy Zitwire, a treasure hunt. Now, there are tower tours. The tower is being opened with the possibility of people going to the top of the tower to see the view. Booking is essential. It has to be done in advance and paid for online. It's £5 per person. There are quite a few conditions because it's a narrow, winding staircase and it's a steep climb, and you do need to be good on your feet, and you don't certainly want any heart or respiratory problems. So to find information on about that, look for the church website, All Saints Church Facebook page, or go to the parish website, www.parishofwhiteregis.org.uk, where you can book tickets for those tower tours. Now, I've been told this afternoon that those tower tours are proving very, very popular, so they've added another day. They're now going to be opening the tower also on Saturday the 4th of June. So tower tours at All Saints Church are on the day of the Family Fun Day, the 2nd of June, but also on Saturday the 4th of June as well. Now, there'll be, as I say, Teddy Zitwire, treasure hunt. There will be a barbecue in the evening, live music by the Coves, a local group, and then the beacon lighting at 9:45. Plus lots of refreshments and cream teas and all sorts of things going on as well. Now, Royal Manor Theatre are starting a very busy season there, and they're going to start off with a series of shorts productions featuring several locally written and performed plays. These are adult only though, so come along if you want your mind stretched, tickled or bounced. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? Shorts is running from June the 9th, 10th and the 11th. Tickets are now on sale in the usual outlets as well as online and via the box office. the box office and online, www.royalmanortheatre.co.uk. Box office is 033 36 66 3366. So 033 36 66 3366. Further on in June, they'll have a unique production from John Foster of Doppelganger Productions, chronicling the events of the Fukushima nuclear plant following the tsunami in 2011. Now, there's lots of other things they've got coming up, and we will be drip feeding those to you just before they come up. But do look at the Royal Manor Theatre website, www.royalmanortheatre.co.uk, to get advance notice of any other things coming up there in the weeks ahead. Now we're just about at the end of this week's programme. Don't forget, if you're organising anything for the Platinum Jubilee or any other thing that you're organising, if you're organising any other events, any news you've got for us, or if you're considering standing for that vacancy for the councillor in White Regis, do get in touch. We want to be in touch with you, and we want to share information what's happening within the local community with everybody else. So drop us a line at news@White Regis TV. Now, this evening, in what's the time now? It's 6:46. So in about 30 minutes, the stream will go live for our quiz this evening, and the quiz itself will start at 7:30 on this channel. You're very welcome to join us. That's open to everybody. It's free, it's family friendly, and it's here 7:30 every Saturday night. Doesn't matter how good you are at quizzes, it's just for a bit of fun. And we are joined by people not just from White Regis and Weymouth and South Dorset, but from across the world as well. We've had people from Dubai, and we regularly have somebody joining us from Canada each week, which is absolutely brilliant. Also, this week on Friday, we have another episode of A Year Gardening with Clive Gray. His mid-May episode is now available. That will be broadcast here on Friday at 7 p.m. and repeated next Sunday at 4 p.m. I think he's doing something on garden lights, and I can't remember what the other subject is, but definitely garden lighting in this latest episode. So there we go. We've come to the end of the programme. I look forward to being with you again next week. I hope the rest of your weekend is good, that the rain isn't too bad tonight, and you have a good week ahead. And I will see you next Saturday at 6 o'clock. And do keep in touch. Drop us your stories and events at news@White Regis TV. Good night. See you next week.